While I was in Arizona, Linda was preparing to hold a workshop with artist Kim McElroy about the horse as a source of inspiration. Kim arrived just before I left, and I had a chance to ask them both about the role of the horse as a muse.
I've been fascinated by them from the time I could crawl, I think. And I played horse as a child, as many girls did. Some of us on our hands and knees. And I can never really say why I began becoming fascinated with them as a child, because I didn't have exposure to horses. It's like they've always been in me. They're a part of my soul, and I think when I began doing art is when I could really feel more a kinship with them. They just seem so powerful and free, and yet they have such an amazing kinship with humans, where they really still themselves and become tamed. I think just being around something that's a mystery, that you can't, necessarily speak with or get an answer from until you learn what those answers are, through their own body language and their behaviors and their the feelings you get when you're around them, and the various subtle modes of communicating with them that you learn. I'm so glad that that kind of subtlety is becoming something that people are seeking, because that's where you truly can get to know the horse. My art is really about that. It's about interacting with something that's not speaking back to you, but yet it triggers a lot of emotions in people.
Horses have long been associated with inspiration. In Greek mythology, Pegasus flies up to Mount Helicon, the mountain of the Muses, and he strikes his hoof on the ground, and the ground shakes and opens up, and out of that ground comes a spring called the Hippocrene, which simply means horse spring. And this spring spills down the mountainside and nourishes artists and poets who are willing to walk up to that summit for inspiration. And what I've noticed is that over the years, the people who learn how to ride and interact with horses in respectful ways, it's like a spring of inspiration opens up inside of them, because they get in touch with a vast source of inspiration, which is that other 90%, all of those levels of nonverbal communication, interaction with your body, sensitivity to the environment and to others. When that opens up through working with a horse, it's like a spring has started to flow inside of you, a spring of inspiration.